Let's talk about Donald Trump. We got this this tweet from Kyle Cheney. He says, Donald Trump swore in court yesterday he would not attempt to influence or intimidate witnesses, retaliate against anyone, or in any other way attempt to obstruct the administration of justice. Quote, are you prepared to comply? The magistrate judge asked. Yes, Trump replied. And then Trump posted on Truth Social, I guess, if you go after me, I'm coming after you. And now all these people are calling for Trump to be locked up.
Isn't there some movie where it's like, is that a threat? And they're like, no, it's a promise. Like, maybe he's not threatening them. Maybe he's just letting people know what his plan is.
The question, I suppose, is, we asked it last night, now that we got you guys here, why did they not remand Trump to custody?
Because they wanted him to do something like this.
Well, can you take this?
No, but this is now the pretext for them to remand him to custody. They could have just done it.
Well, even if you're a president and you get arrested, don't you still get Secret Service? So maybe that's why, because it's just the logistics. It's like, how are we going to put him in a cell?
I'm saying if these charges were real, if they actually were concerned Trump tried to overthrow the government, they would not let him go. They'd be like, bro, we're look at the J6ers. You trespass on Capitol grounds, they lock you up for 2 years. Donald Trump is accused of making the whole thing happen. They're like, you're free to go, buddy. Here's your passport back. There's your jumbo jet.
Yep.
Have a good
Private
day.
Plane.
Yeah, they don't actually believe these charges.
Well, I think that's just it. And that like the entire thing is political. And I mean, his defense is going to be, and his defense for the next, year is going to be that it's political speech. He's campaigning. This is a campaign promise, essentially, because he could just turn around and say, I'm going to drain the swamp or, purge the deep state type of thing. Well, then it's campaigning. So
I wonder if Trump did this on purpose, hoping that they actually use that as pretext to bring him back, because then it goes to SCOTUS and SCOTUS throws the whole thing out.
That would actually be really smart, because I mean, it's First Amendment. Like, honestly, if this goes to SCOTUS, like, everybody is saying that. Yeah, everybody is saying that it's going to get thrown out.
I don't think people realize there is no path this can take other than it gonna be wild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Because at the very least, this has to go to the Supreme Court. A former sitting president, criminally charged. There's too many questions. There's going to be appeals. And then how does it get handled? We're looking at the apex of the U.S. constitutional branch powers. Each branch's authority. Where is that limit?
How quickly do you think it'll get to the Supreme Court, though?
Well,
I don't know. Dershowitz said he'll get convicted first, and then it'll go to the Supreme Court.
But to your point, maybe this would fast track it. Like, if he literally, got remanded, like, I feel like that,
And Trump needs to be remanded in such a way that is not clear cut.
Yeah.
If Trump literally goes to Giuliani and is on camera berating him, then he's going to have a hard time making an argument. If they try and remand him for something like this, now you've got big questions to be asked the Supreme Court about his right to campaign, his free speech.
Correct.
And then they could use that as a pretext to just throw the whole thing out.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's going to be an uphill battle. They want to do anything they can to take Trump out. And I do think they're going to be successful. I'm not trying to be black-pilled or negative. I just think that Trump is going to have to eventually, and I hope I'm wrong. I think he's going to have to eventually either say, I'm not going to run, and then I think that would set him up to get a more lenient sentence, I think. I mean, I don't know how he gets out of this if they're just going to continue to just charge him with stuff.
Look at the polls, man.
Yeah.
He's beaten Biden.
Yeah,
I know, but that doesn't mean that's only going to encourage him to try to get him in jail more.
But he could be president from jail, theoretically, right?
Yeah, and he could pardon himself.
I did see that.
And if he gets convicted, they could take his name off the ballot, and then a lot of people will just vote R, and they won't even think twice about who's on the ballot or not.
And a bunch of people will write him in, split the vote.
Yep, and then you end up with Newsom as president.
I think that's a strong possibility.
Have you guys heard my theory? I mentioned it the past couple days.
No, what is it?
Gavin Newsom is campaigning with Joe Biden, and Joe Biden has like a heart attack or something. Gavin Newsom runs at full speed on the stage, rolls up his sleeves and does CPR on Biden.
And that would be funny.
Screams for help. And then what happens? Biden either is okay or incapacitated. Gavin Newsom then does every press round where they're like, tell us what it was like when you ran out to save the president's life. How do you get Gavin Newsom above Joe Biden in the polls, above Kamala Harris? How do you replace Biden with Gavin Newsom? How do you replace him without overstepping or insulting Kamala Harris and the woke crowd? Gavin Newsom saving the life of Joe Biden.